Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected, find out how to choose an internet service provider, discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Ask and you shall receive. It looks like K Crimson's here. Hi. Everybody's here. Guys, I have missed you. I'm so glad that we are back today. Behemoth Monkey was first. I need to point that out. Oh, I forgot lipstick. We'll point that out too. Perfect. Wow, we're off to a great start. I hope everybody's doing well today. Thank you so much for being here. I would love to hear what you ate today on your Sunday. Maybe it's a Sunday for you. Tomorrow's a Monday. You have to get back to work, so you treat yourself a little bit. Or perhaps, like me, the days blur together and you're not ever very sure except for your live stream schedule. Maybe that's not quite everybody. But I do hope that everybody is well, and I would love to hear about how your Sunday has gone so far. I'm assuming that's not food, although it could be, right? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we are getting along. Nigel's here too. Hi, Nigel. Martinis. I have lemonade. I have lemonade in a strong iced tea mug. And I also have coffee in my, not a sponsor, Bubba mug. I was like, what is this? Why am I looking for it? What am I looking for? It's on the top. It's a Bubba mug. I haven't smoked enough weed today. I think that's my main problem. But I hope that everybody's doing well. Boobs might complain they can't see. I don't know what that means. I think my boobs are pretty visible. I posted new boobs on my OnlyFans. I mean, I'm doing everything I can to make the people happy, loud, everything I can. Okay? Hi, Casey Carey. Oh, you had to go shoe shopping today, Winter Witch? Oh my goodness. My shoes have holes in them. I'm terrible at buying new shoes. I don't know why. It's because I'm cheap. I do know why. It's because I'm cheap. I don't know if it's cheap or if it's just like when you're a mom and you want to spend your money on your kid instead of you. And so you're like, I don't need new runners. I will get her stuff. So, boobalicious, boobtastic. Mark, you're so sweet. I appreciate you. You make my day better very often. But Winter Witch understands my dilemma. Actually, you know what I figured out with that? I have two things, Winter Witch. One is I have a girlfriend who, like, she's my best friend, and we have the same size feet, and she gifts me shoes often, I will say. Like, my favorite boots that I have, like cowboy boots, she gave me. I have a really nice pair of clogs that she gave me. She spends good money on her own clothes and shoes, and she happily passes them along to me. And so I found that that's the best way for me to get nice shoes, to be gifted them. We have been wondering where Kate Crimson was, but I would like to remind everybody that we all lead interesting and diverse lives, and sometimes we have to be drawn away from YouTube once in a while. Right, Vince? Right? Is that right? But bringing it back to today, we are going to watch some first appearances. So we're going to play the Guess the Crime game, which I always love. We do have members only later. It's going to be a special version, and I'm excited for it. So, oh, Vince, damn. I'm proud of you. You know, for some people, I'm not neurotypical. Duh. Like, you need to say that, Paisley. But sometimes showers are tough for me, and sometimes they're easy. It really depends on the setup. It's so confusing. Anyways, let's go ahead and get going with taking our oath. So everybody
keep your preliminary hearing date
raise your
scheduled.
right
If
hand.
you've been charged with
said now.
misdemeanors, I'll ask you about whether or not you want to waive your preliminary hearing. All right, so I'm going to bring each and every one of you up before me, but before I do that, if you'll raise your right hands, let me swear you in. Do you swear and affirm any information you give to this court and that you have provided on your application for a court-appointed attorney is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? If so, say I do and lower your hands.
I do.
Okay, now when I bring each and every one of you up before me, I will give you all the information that you need. And then when I'm done, I will ask you if you have any questions.
Yeah, we don't care. I care about Mark's yard. Is it big, Mark? Tell me about it. Actually, though, seriously, I think I like taking care of yards, but sometimes big ones are difficult. I love swimming. That helps. Oh! Ma'am. I need to be better. I need to practice jury duty, Paisley, who doesn't exclaim loudly when she sees somebody who looks a little bit different. I'm sorry, her hair looks like what I used to brush my troll doll's hairs like. And let's just say I have two sisters that are hairdressers. I'm not a hairdresser. Oh, really? Well, do you enjoy it at least? That's important. I always say some people really enjoy the yard and some people don't. I enjoy being in a yard. One summer I pulled dandelions like manually because my daughter was very young and I didn't want to use like a pesticide. So I pulled dandelions for like the whole summer. It was quite a fun summer, actually. All right. Are we guessing the crime? By the way, did we even talk about guessing the crime? We didn't. Billy, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's go ahead and wrong one. It's time to guess the crime. I mean, thank you all for being here, but that is reserved for other things. Me too. I love being outside. Actually, my deck door is open right there, and I love to be outside. I would work in the yard if I had a nice yard. Like, if I had a yard, I would. All right. I think we'll get our guesses in. I'm going to guess trespassing at the beauty salon, and then resisting arrest. Those are the two that I'm going to go with. But I see in here we have a few guesses. This is always a standard, always a standard. The drugs. Oh, Vivian's coming through with theft. Oh, Lisa and Bev agree. Yes, ma'am. I love them. I love my troll dolls too. All right, let's go ahead. The guesses do come in themes, Vince. They really do. Courtney, hi. Are you talking to me? I think you are. I appreciate it. Nigel says assault. Mr. Pole, thank you. See, that's what thank yous. Do. Appreciate you. All right, that's it. Wait, while I'm there, no more fucking bets. Oh, never mind. Never mind. One more thank you, and then it'll be no more bets. 5 months. Oh, you guys, before I forget, KLF, her channel has been linked on my page for a long time. She's a friend of the channel. She is a great creator, and her channel got demonetized just like mine did last year. And it's not looking good because we all know how YouTube Daddy is. So she set up a new channel. I have added that onto my channel under Court Adjacent Bebes, and I need you all to go and subscribe. She's only at like 125 subs right now. So let's make a big difference and go subscribe to her new channel. Maybe Cellulite Yoga Pants. If you just look at my channel and scroll down, you should see hers and you can link it. I blame him too. I absolutely do. But let's not forget about that. Somebody remind me towards the end, Billy. My God, 7 months? Shit. But thank you so much. But seriously, let's just come to support her as best we can. It fucking sucks when YouTube Daddy, and I'm just gonna say this right now, straight from my mouth, as if what I think means anything. It probably doesn't, but here's the thing. Transformative is the requirement in terms of channels to transform this into something different. And I'm just going to tell you, Kay's channel doesn't even dick around. It's very transformative. It's fucking annoying to me, in fact. Because if that's not transformative, then what would be? So I stand with Kay, and I'm hopeful that we can help make her second channel blow up. I do think that everybody should have at least 2 channels when they're a YouTuber, but that's something we all learn on our own. Colin's still not listening to me, but that's okay. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful night too. We're gonna. Mikey, congratulations on 60K. People are taking the over-under on 100K by the end of the year. I've been on record saying the under for a while, but I had such a blast at your 60K party. Congratulations. And I know that you've already subbed. I'm talking to the masses, Mikey. The masses and the asses. Billy, it is KLF. She's you know who it is. You know who it is. I'm sure you do. She's transforming already. Oh shit, Beverly. Make sure to post them on the Discord. And Loud, you're totally right. But I mean, that's why I post on OnlyFans too. So, oh, that's so pink. I love the pink ones. Oh my God, Mark, you're so sweet. The best hostess? I wish. Actually, I am a pretty good hostess. I can host for sure. As long as you like YouTube. Because if you don't, you're going to be bothered by my constant trying to get people to watch YouTube. But Mark, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Seriously, amazing. Couldn't do it without you guys at all. What Kay was charged with. Oh my God. Again, we're starting rumors here. Starting rumors. Okay, let's see. What did we all decide that she did? Let's find out.
May I have your name, please? Give me one moment, Miss Alexander. Let me log back into my system.
Right, yes, ma'am.
I think I'm the one that needs the cowbell. Who's yelling back there, by the way? Oh my gosh. You think white
Your
collar?
Honor, before you start,
Yes, ma'am.
there are two defendants that were released on bond.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Who would that be?
It is Miss Jackson Melissa,
Ooh, Miss Jackson. Ooh.
Okay.
and the other defendant is Miss Williams Camille.
What was the first name?
For Miss Williams,
What was the first name?
K as in kangaroo, A as in Avery, M as in Mary, I as in iguana, L as in lamb, A as in
Hold on. Remember, a long time ago, I asked to get everybody to collect all the phonetical, like when people did this. These are weird names. I've never heard anybody say this. Did she just say K as in kangaroo? It's usually K as in kilo. I think she said alpha. Iguana. I'm pretty sure I heard iguana. Oh, loud. You always make me laugh. You guys are hilarious. Okay, let's rewind and listen to her little words here. Right here.
is Miss Williams Camille.
What was the first name?
For Miss Williams,
What was the first name?
K as in kangaroo, A as in Avery, M as in Mary, I as in iguana, L as in lamb, A as in Avery, H as in Henry.
Okay, got it.
What?
All right, thank you.
See? Hold on. Kamlh? Oh, the iguana. I forgot the iguana. And is it A at the end? I thought it was H. Camila. Oh, well, I know why she didn't say it. No politics, Paisley.
Okay, Miss Whitney Alexander, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you've been charged with
What?
disregarding a traffic control device. I've set that bond at $250. You've also been charged with DUI, alcohol, less safe. That bond is $2,500. And you've been charged with open container. I've set that bond at $250. So your total bond is $3,000. Do you understand the information I just gave you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As a special condition, you are to not consume any alcohol while this bond condition is in place. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date is your preliminary hearing date. And if you're still in jail and you haven't bonded out, that court date will take place on September 3rd at 8:30 by Zoom. And that's only if you haven't bonded out. If you bond out before September 3rd, you've waived it by bonding out. You can also waive the hearing today if you want to move your case from magistrate court to state court a little faster. Do you want to waive that court date or do you want to leave it scheduled?
I don't know which one would be best.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it scheduled for you. If you don't know, then I just say leave it scheduled, okay? And so, but once you make bond, just keep in mind that September 3rd date you won't have because you bonded out.
Okay.
All right. Let me take a look at your court-appointed application.
Yeah, seriously, don't drink and drive, people. Drunk people love walking. Okay.
I am appointing an attorney to represent you, Miss Alexander. Okay. So you'll have counsel present in court. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, that's all I have for you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, Jesus Christ, ma'am. Sonnen, I don't know if you got the message. Not good. Will turn your hair that kind of orange. Is that available still, or is that just like a lemon? Is that just like a lemon that did that to her? It's like she's got normal blonde at the bottom. What happened? Why? She looks mean. I'm guessing assault, allegedly, in my opinion. Don't get highlights and drive, and don't get highlights from this lady. No offense, but first of all, doesn't she look mean? She looks mean. I know I have a resting bitch face too, oftentimes, which I try and counter with my resting paisley happy face. But I don't know, maybe I would look mean in jail. I'm sure I have a pretty mean mug once in a while. You still have to be in control of the vehicle. You think drugs. Vivian agrees with Paisley that she looks pretty mean. Oh, so am I guessing? I'm guessing assault and then child abuse in the 3rd degree, which in Georgia, which is where we are, means that you got in a fight and there was a child in the house. Present. Vince, you think so? I mean, she does have that sort of like fighty look. I don't know. It's hard these days. That's what he said. Let's figure it out. What'd she do?
Good morning. I'll be right with you.
Courtney's guessing shoplifting at Target for makeup and hair dye. Oh God. He took the last
May I have your
sticker.
name, ma'am?
Yes, we do.
Say what?
Ms. Gonzalez?
No.
No.
What?
Oh,
What?
I see you.
Also, the judge's forehead is insane.
Okay, Ms. Alfaro, you've been charged with giving a false name. Providing a false name is a misdemeanor offense. That bond is $1,500. You understand what I just mentioned?
Hold
Okay,
on,
your
what?
next court date.
That's her only charge? Ugh. Talked about this 1,000 times if I've talked about it once. You don't have to speak to the police. You do, when you speak to the police, however, you have to tell the truth. Even about your name. They'll take you to jail as a Jane Doe, and they'll identify you your own way. And I guess, would that be refusing to give your name? Maybe that's its own misdemeanor charge, but I don't think that it's as serious as giving a false name. All right, let's continue.
If you're still in jail, is your preliminary hearing September 3rd, 2024 at 8:30. And that's only if you don't make your bond. You're going to have a hearing about whether or not there's enough evidence to keep you in jail. And that hearing will be by video conference. Now, you can sign a waiver today if you want to waive that hearing ahead of time to move your case along the process a little faster, or you can leave it scheduled. You want to waive the hearing or you want to leave it scheduled?
Leave this schedule.
Okay, so I would leave it calendared for you, but just keep in mind when you bond out, you won't have the hearing, all right? So your application was received, and based on your responses, I couldn't tell whether you have a job. Are you working and earning an income? No? Okay. So I will go ahead and approve you for a public defender so you can have an attorney represent you. Do you have any questions, Ms. Alfaro?
No, ma'am.
Alfaro, I'm sorry. Okay, well, that's all I have for you. Thank you. Good morning. May I have your name, please?
Good morning, Jasmine Davis.
Jasmine. Oh, this is a prostitute, allegedly. If you know the joke. Also, I think there is a live chase, you guys. I'm ready. If the West Coast correspondent is needed, Mikey, let me know. Ugh, I hate it when there's a chase while I'm live. It's like actually cramps my style. Look at her. Oh, she's pissed.
Ms. Davis, did you already make bond?
Yeah, she just told me.
Okay, because you just disappeared on my computer. That's why. So you're good to go. I don't even have you disappeared on my computer because you've made bond. But I did. Do you know the charges you were charged with?
Yes, suspended license.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
suspended
So
license.
you're good to go
She's
then.
off city.
You won't have a court date of September 3rd because you just bonded out. So what will happen is you'll receive your next court date in the mail, and that will be arraignment, where you'll plead guilty or not guilty, and your case goes on from there. So just watch your mail. And then I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney, and I'm approving that. All right. So
Yes,
that's all I have.
All
Thank
right.
Next name. Okay.
All right, what do we think this one did? Mikey doesn't need my help. He's gone live by himself. He's abandoned us here. Whatever. 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 I think this girl was in a car chase. That's what I believe.
Good morning, ma'am. Have your name, please.
Brittany Swansea Gonzalez.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Gonzalez, you've been charged with one misdemeanor battery family violence. Your bond is $1,500. And as a special condition, you can't have any contact with William Michael Coleman. I'm also not allowing you to go back to your shared residence at 238 Blue Heron Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia. But I've indicated that you can call the sheriff within 10 days of bonding out, have them escort you back to collect some of your personal belongings that are not in dispute between you and Mr. Coleman. Other than that, you can't go back to that shared
gonna check
residence
out?
until such time that this bond condition has been changed or your case has been resolved. Do you understand everything I've mentioned so far?
Yes, I do.
All right, your next court date, if you haven't bonded out yet, is September 3rd. That's your preliminary hearing to
Hold on.
determine.
Could you fucking imagine being in jail that long? And actually, here's a little insight into members only tonight. We're going to talk about crime in Canada, but also bail in Canada and how pretrial release works here. Because recently, somebody in my family had a crime committed against them. And so I have now been intimately advised on this system. And I have a few videos for us to watch as well. But by the way, the person that had the crime committed against them is fine, but they just caught the criminal after 3 weeks. So anyways, but they caught them and released them within 2 hours. I'm sorry. After watching so much US court, I'm very partial now to some, like, I guess, pretrial justice. I don't know what to put it, like how to put it, but there are certain things that when you do shit, that you shouldn't be just let out right away. Anyways, we'll talk about that at members only.
If you still should remain in jail based on the evidence. But if you're no longer in jail, you won't have that hearing. So that's September 3rd at 8:30 by video conference. Now, by bonding out, you've waived it. You can also waive it today ahead of time to move your case along the pipeline a little faster. Do you want to sign a waiver to waive your preliminary hearing, or do you want to leave it scheduled and let it fall off on its own?
I'd like to sign it.
Okay, so you'll receive a waiver form there to go ahead and sign the waiver. The next court date you'll receive will be your arraignment, where you'll go to court to plead guilty or not guilty. Then your case goes on from there. So I'm going to indicate here that you're waiving the preliminary
know.
hearing.
Feel free to go watch.
And then let me take a look at your
ask
application.
him why he hasn't asked for his West Coast correspondent to come on.
Okay, you do qualify to have an attorney appointed to represent you, so I am approving that as well. What questions, if any, do you have, Ms. Gonzalez?
I'm sorry, what was the
I
question?
appreciate you all watching.
I was asking you if you had any questions.
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right, just sign the waiver form and sign on the system there, and then you're good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm always chasing somebody. Honestly, one of them, oh, she's got pink hair. Honestly, one of the most difficult things that I have to do is continue to perform during a live chase. Just be live. I love them, I love just hanging out with y'all. And so I'm always feeling like we're missing out. FOMO is something I've dealt with my whole entire life. I won't, Vicky. We're not ending it. I've learned my lesson. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. But FOMO is absolutely something that I have just always. I think it's part of my ADHD. I'm just constantly thinking about that. But we're already live. We're going to do this and we'll continue. I do appreciate each and every one of you that has stayed. I did mark down the 16 people that left, just between you and I. They're on the list. Oh, she looks mean too, honey.
Good morning, may I have your name?
Haley Bodmer.
Oh, she's a Haley. She's showing off her tattoo on her arm.
Ms. Bodmer, you've been charged with 2
What?
misdemeanors, 1 felony.
Well,
Your misdemeanor is a criminal trespass. That
Ooh.
bond is $1,000. Your felony is possession of marijuana more than an ounce. That bond is $3,000. Your other misdemeanor charge is loitering or prowling. So that bond is $500. So your total bond amount is $4,500. And you have a special condition: do not return to 527 Scott Boulevard in Forest Park, Georgia. Do you understand everything I've said so far?
4,500 altogether.
Yes, 4,500.
see,
Understood.
to me, if you
Okay.
have
And
An
your
ounce- more
next,
than an ounce of marijuana, you could sell that and maybe not prowl and break into cars. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, be logical, Haley. Think about your resources, what you have, how you can do with what you have. Okay. Also, I was watching this. I'm plugging my OnlyFans fucking hard today. But I was watching this other guy, and he is a YouTuber, and he does shorts. And somebody asked where his girlfriend was, and he, like, jokingly, but not jokingly, he's like, she's inside playing video games in her bikini, making more money than I ever could. And I just laughed, because it's like, it's not like he's not making any money, but it is like hilarious to me that they just realize that. Anyways, and I was like, can I play video games naked or in my bikini? Like, we can do that. Why can't I do that? You think that's what the loitering was, Mark? I don't know. I think loitering and prowling is more like like looking in cars and like looking in windows trying to burglarize. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Also, I love all y'all that are encouraging, but also able to do 2 streams at once. I love you. Bev, Bev, guess what? Actually, here's an idea. A new video game just dropped that I used to play a long time ago, and they've released it now, a whole new like version of it, and I want to play it and stream it, but it's like going to be, I mean, last time I played it for hundreds of hours, but it is called 7 Days to Die. Have you ever played that one, Beth? The reason we have initially played it is because it's a couch co-op, which is really rare. And it was for PS4 back then. But I just watched the trailer for the PS5 version, and it looks amazing. Oh my God, I'm in it. I'm in it. I may indeed try and make a series out of that. Let's see. Thoughts. Oh my God. I have a PC now. I can play it on PC. I don't even need to go into the living room and play it on the PS5. Oh my God. 7 Days to Die. Here we come. Oh shit, I didn't even know that. I know it did, but I've always been a console girl. Whew. Oh my God. Yes. Well, it's now a done thing. I was literally thinking, oh, how am I going to take all of my fucking filming equipment out into the living room to set it up to play on the big TV out there? Oh, I can play it here. Anyways, okay. Oh my God, it's so exciting.
Court date.
Oh wait, is the new update for PC? Can somebody check that? Can somebody check if the new version is updated for PC too? Because I know it is for PS5. And this game is basically like a zombie, I don't even know. I don't know how to describe it. You like build shit, sort of like Minecraft. Not really. You guys are probably not the Minecraft people. You build shit sort of like The Sims. And I need a Switch, James. Can't I just play it on the PC? Like, it's a PC game. I could just play it on the PC. You build shit, and then every 7 days the zombie horde comes to get you, and you have to have built up your things right. And I'm not joking. You used to spend hundreds of hours playing this game, like setting shit up and building. Oh my God, mining shit, everything. It's pretty good, actually. Okay, let's continue with the court.
Hearing, if you don't make bond, is going to take place on September 4th at 8:30 in the morning by Zoom video conference like this proceeding today. And that's only if you're still in jail. Once you bond out, that court date will be waived. Let me take a look at your application.
She got bags under her eyes. Oh, and she got terrible bangs. Look how short they are. Oh my goodness. No wonder she's holding them up so high.
I did approve your request for a court-appointed attorney. All right, so you'll have counsel present. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, you're good to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh
Good
my
morning. Can we lift the camera up a little bit? All right, thank you. May I have your name?
McGruder.
Hi.
Say your last name again for me.
McGruder.
Okay.
Cooter? Did she say cooter? Hunter and the cooter. I don't give a damn.
All right, Miss McGruder, you have 2 misdemeanor charges. Criminal trespass is $1,000 bond. Loitering or prowling, that bond is $500. So your total bond, $1,500. And you can't go to the premises located at 527 Scott Boulevard in Forest Park, Georgia. So you do not return there for any reason while this bond condition is in place. Do you understand everything I've said so far? And your next court date is your preliminary hearing, and that's only if you're still in jail. That court date is going to be September 3rd, 2024 at 8:30 by video conference, only if you're still in jail. Now, once you bond out, you waived it by bonding out, but you can also sign a waiver today if you want to move your case along a little faster from magistrate court to state court, where you'll then get a new court date for arraignment, and that's where you'll plead guilty, not guilty, and then your case goes on from there. So if you sign a waiver today, that process gets started a little quicker. If you don't sign a waiver, that's fine. It's going to be waived anyway once you bond out. You can leave the court date scheduled if you don't want to sign the waiver. So do you want to sign a waiver to waive your preliminary hearing, or you want to keep it scheduled?
Oh, it's a sign of the waiver.
Okay, so you will receive a waiver paper form there. Once you sign it, I will sign it as well, and we'll get it processed and transfer your case to state court. I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney, and you do qualify to have this court-appointed attorney to represent you, so I have approved that request. Do you have any questions of me, Ms. McGruder?
No.
All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you.
It's funny you say that, Crazy Cat, because this is contiguous or touching to Fulton County. Oh my God. Play in my guilty? I don't know.
In one moment, I'll be right with you.
She's got that same angle that I do, like down. Stolen car. Oh. What did she do? What did she do? I think she kidnapped somebody. I hope not, but I'm guessing that she kidnapped somebody. That's my guess, and I'm sticking to it. She's small but vicious and scary.
All right, may I have your name, please?
Unica Moxie.
The what? Moxie what? Hi, Julie. You don't worry, you're not that late. I've been blabbering all night. It's like 6, Mark. It's at least 6, and I feel bad.
All right, so Miss Moxie, you've been charged with 2 misdemeanors, cruelty to children in the 2nd degree. I've set that bond at $2,000 each, so your total bond is $4,000. Okay, and your preliminary hearing date is scheduled for September 3rd, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning by video conference. That hearing is to determine whether or not there is enough evidence to keep you in jail. So if you have not bonded out of jail by September 3rd, that hearing will take place by video conference like this hearing today. You can also sign a waiver today if you want to waive that September 3rd hearing ahead of time. That just moves your case from magistrate court where you are today to state court. And then the next phase in state court, you'll receive a notice of when you'll come back for arraignment,
Julie.
where you'll plead guilty or not guilty, and your case goes on from there.
That's so sweet. You're so nice. She's just figuring out if she's going to waiver or not. Mark's over here dropping memberships at the last minute for people to be able to come to members only tonight. I cut myself off. Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Amazing. Amazing. Members only is coming up right after this is done. And like I said, we're going to be talking about crime in Canada.
And
But
then I
also-
did receive
Also an Olympic crime that was committed. That's all I'll say. at this
prove your
point.
request, so you will have an attorney available to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, just keep in mind the special condition. You are not to violate any laws while out on bond.
That's
So,
sort of like everybody's
um,
condition, Judge.
just keep that in mind.
That
all right?
super special condition of
All right.
not breaking any laws that we're all supposed to follow. How is that even right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Has this started yet, Vince? Sort of. 44 minutes into it. Oh my God.
May I have your name, please?
Address?
Vinny's Preston.
She what?
What was the last name?
Preston.
Preston. This is a work dress that I used to wear to my job. That's sort of true. Oh. Hey. Hey, kind of wild. How is Colorado?
All right, so Ms. Preston, you've been charged with one misdemeanor of unlawful conduct during a 911 call,
What?
and I've set that bond at $1,500. Do you understand what you've been charged with in your bond?
Yes.
Okay. Now, your next court date, if you don't make this bond, is going to be September 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. And that's only if you're still in jail. There's going to be a hearing by video conference to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail. If you bond out before then, that court date
Weird
is
charge,
waived,
right?
because you're no longer in jail. You
Lita?
can also sign a waiver today to waive that court date ahead of time to move your case along a little faster. Do you want to sign a waiver to waive that September 3rd date, or do you want to leave it scheduled?
Yes, I would like to.
Okay, you say you do want to sign a waiver?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm always
So
getting you
you will be provided with a waiver.
the craziest court cases, Mark. That's right. Unlawful conduct. Is she holding a? Oh, it's a pen. I thought it was a joint.
No? So keep an eye out for that in your mailbox.
I know we never.
And
Oh, you can thank Mark. Kind of
I did
wild.
approve your request for a court-appointed attorney, so you will have an attorney available to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, Ms. Preston?
Can I get an OR bond?
Ma'am, I already reviewed
Okay, is it
your
over?
file, and I did not approve you for that. All
She's
right,
too rich for
thank you.
an appointed attorney.
Make sure you sign on the system.
I've seen weirder. That's true, and I do. It's right here. Is the chase? Oh my god! She's like, is that a girl? I think it's a girl. She's like, ah. She looks like if you superimpose that on a amusement park ride, it would fit perfectly. Just that moment in time. I'm on a ride. Spider. That's another good one. That could be definitely it. Oh, perfect. See, reinforced Paisley. You're not missing out. But I am coloring on myself with the pen between my thighs and the lid that just came off. Oh, geez. All right. What do we think this lady did? I'm going to guess that she stole something from the gift shop of an amusement park ride. That's my guess. Stole something from the gift shop of an amusement park ride. What's your guess? Oh, Julie, we talked about this the other day. I do that all the time. Walk around constantly like that. Yeah. You guys are thinking drugs too. That was honestly accidental. I literally pulled the lid off only, and I was like, oh shit. That means there's still a pen down there. I did last night on my stream. That's right, Julie. You know, I stream a lot. Lolita guessing assault, but Carla saying no. She shoplifted. Oh, let's go.
Good morning. May I have your name?
Good morning, my name is Ariana Ricketts.
Ariana Ricketts.
Oh, come on.
I thought she was asking for sign language.
Okay, so Ms. Ricketts, you've been charged with one misdemeanor, battery, family violence. I've set that bond at $1,500. As a special condition, you can't have any contact with the named victim. That's Marianne Smith.
Lita got it too.
And just so you know, I know that she's on the calendar too, right, probably right behind you.
Oh, we're going to
And
see
I
both.
put the special condition that she can't have any contact with you as well, because you all are each other's named victims. So you can't contact her. She cannot contact you directly or indirectly.
Okay, we're
Do you
going to see
understand
the
everything
two
I've
of
said so
them.
far?
Oh, we
Okay. Now,
understand.
your next court date is your preliminary hearing date. That's scheduled, and this is if you don't make your bond. That's scheduled for September 3rd at 8:30 in the morning by video conference. If you bond out before September 3rd, you won't have that court date, because the reason for that court date is to determine whether you should remain in jail based on whether or not there's sufficient evidence or probable cause. But by you bonding out automatically waives that date. Now, you can sign a waiver today to waive that date ahead of time if you choose to do so. It
What
doesn't
if
affect
it's
your
a
ability
result
to
of
bond out.
coleslaw
You can still
wrestling?
bond out. If you sign a waiver, it just moves your case from magistrate court to state court a little faster. When it gets to
Lisa.
state court,
She's explaining the same shit over and over again about waiving. So we're going to talk about something serious: iced coffee. Cold brew coffee versus cold brewed coffee are totally different. So you have to look at those two things. Cold brew coffee is made over time in cold water, whereas coffee that's been brewed and then cold is sort of different. So that would be the first thing I would check out. Also, just add in lots of cream and sugar, and that usually makes things taste really good.
you can leave it scheduled. And if you're not sure, I would just leave it scheduled if you're not sure. Okay, so I'll leave it scheduled for you. I did also review your application for a court-appointed attorney,
I'm jealous.
and I did approve your request. So you will have an attorney available to represent you. Now, I do want to ask you before we conclude, Ms. Ricketts, do you all still reside in the same residence?
Well, beforehand, when all this went on, yes. However, I was supposed to be moving out yesterday. Like before all of this happened, I was already
used to
supposed to
get a
be moving out, but
triple
now
mark.
that
All right.
I worked my way down.
Hang on. Okay. I don't want
Also,
you to give me
shameless-
any more information.
Yeah, actually, oh my God. Paisley, look at that terrible freeze frame for the judge. We're going to stay here for a minute. Terrible plug about me being almost out of coffee, but it's on my Amazon wish list if anybody wants to buy me coffee. But separately, I used to take a triple, which is 3 cream, 3 sugar. Mark, I don't know if you were here when I revealed the fucking absolute bombshell, but 3, look at that. I did 3, but I was doing quotes. 3 sugars at Tim Hortons is equivalent to like 8 actual tablespoons or something of sugar. They just call it 3. I'm not shitting you. For an extra large triple, it is literally like 32 grams of sugar. And I used to drink like 3 of them a day. It was actually ungodly, the amount of sugar. And I had to cut down. And I never understood why I didn't like coffee at home, because I was like, oh, I'll put in 3 sugars. That's what I like. But I didn't. I liked 8 sugars because of fucking Tim Hortons telling me 3 was 8. And it's because they don't technically say it's 3. It's just like they press a button that is for the large or extra large and the 3, but it's not 3 tablespoons or teaspoons that you would think. Anyways, I make coffee at home now, and I'm down to 1 tablespoon of sugar for my large cup. This entire cup, which is, we've discussed, how many ounces is it? 24 ounces. And I take 1 now tablespoon of sugar. I'm very proud. That took a lot. I had to, I'm not joking. I was trying to figure out where all these calories were coming from in my life, not knowing I'm drinking 96 grams of sugar in my coffee plus pop. I guess technically I knew it, but I didn't know that. when I worked in an office, I would buy coffee out, and I was just like, I didn't even know. I had no fucking clue. I feel like I've uncovered a serious like thing, you know? But whenever I tell people, they're like, ha, and then they don't really care. And Carrie, I love sugar too. I get it. But 3, you don't need it. You can cut, well, 8. You don't need 8. That's the thing.
Than what I asked you, okay? So,
Carla,
and this is just for your
could.
protection. I don't want you to inadvertently say something that
Sometimes
can
I
be
think
used against you later. I'm just trying to figure out, because I have to keep both you and Miss Smith separated.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out the living
Trying to
arrangements,
research
because
sugar for
in
cheese.
that situation, I need to have somebody leave and somebody
700
can
calories?
stay. So that's why I was asking you if you were still living there, or did you plan? You said you planned to move out. Is that still the
709
situation?
milliliters.
I mean, now I have to figure something else out because of this whole situation. I was already supposed to be leaving Friday.
But there's probably.
Well, I can make it very easy for you. I can just say you can't go back there, and then you could just go get your belongings and move out. You don't have to figure it out. I can just make that order. But what I'm just trying to figure out, because it looks like, are y'all college roommates? Are y'all college students?
No, it's like, you know what password is? It's like you sharing a house and you pay for the.
Oh my God, I thought she was about to explain about a hookup, a lesbian hookup. But she's not. And agree, Courtney. Also, you guys, I'm gonna go get I picked blackberries today. So proud of myself. I picked a bunch of blackberries. I'm gonna go grab the container and show you. And here's the thing. Remember this. I cut out Coca-Cola for over a year because I thought, oh, I'll drop weight that I've gained. I will, reduce my reliance on sugar, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Guess what? I've gone back to drinking Coca-Cola because I like it. I enjoy it. It makes me happy. And so I'm like, I made a conscious decision. I was like, I am going to drink Coke because I like drinking Coke and it makes me happy. Not in the same volume that I used to drink, but I didn't lose any weight when I stopped drinking Coke.
The room that you
The
stay
second
in.
hardest Coke.
Oh, okay.
Paying rent for the room.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so if I do have to make a decision of who goes and who stays. So I'll hear you now. I'll hear you out. If you want to stay, I'll hear you out about why you would want to stay. And then I will then talk to Miss Smith, and then I'll make my decision. So is it your desire to go ahead and move out, or do you want to stay?
I mean, it's more of just staying right now so that I can figure out, something else. So
Okay.
I should say.
So,
not anymore.
all right. So let me have you step back for a minute and let me
how
talk to
many I
Miss
got.
Smith. If we
That's
can bring Miss
full.
Marianne Smith up.
Oh, they're glistening.
Good morning.
Okay,
Good morning,
look
Miss
at the
Smith.
book.
All right. So you have been charged
I know,
with
it's much more expensive.
one misdemeanor offense of battery family violence. I've set that bond at $1,500. And as a special condition, you can't have any contact with Ariana Ricketts, no direct, indirect contact whatsoever. You understand everything I've said so far?
Yes.
Okay, so your next court date, if you don't make your bond, your next court date is going to be September 3rd, 2024 at 8:30, and that's only if you're still in jail. It will be September 3rd by video conference. Now, once you bond out, if you bond out before then, you waived it by bonding out.
Okay.
Or you can sign a waiver today.
Honestly, 007, I hear you. I've bought little mini Cokes before. The reality is, if I'm going to drink a mini Coke versus a regular Coke, I'd rather a regular Coke because the mini Cokes are more expensive. And I'm fucking cheap. Also, these are delightfully delicious. Also, and there's so many more just outside my house I'm going to go pick tomorrow. Chuck's here. But I can't sit with these in front of me because I will eat so many. So we're going to put them away.
to waive it ahead of time to move your case along a little faster from magistrate court to state court. And then once it gets transferred to state court and is formally accused, then at that time, you'll receive a new notice of when to go back to court for arraignment, where you'll plead guilty or not guilty, and your case goes on from there. So signing a waiver today just speeds it up the process a little bit. But you don't have to sign it. You can leave it scheduled and let it waive on its own when you bond out, or you can waive it today. Do you want to sign a waiver, or do you want to leave it scheduled and let it waive on its own?
Hi, Katie. Now
I'm gonna just let it wait on its own.
Okay.
I'm
All
just
right. Let me get to your application for a court-appointed attorney. Give me 1 second.
Courtney. I could.
Okay, here we go. All right, I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you. I did approve you for that, for a court-appointed attorney, so you'll have counsel present. Okay, so Ms. Smith, as far as you all's living situation, I do have to make a decision regarding
who's gonna get to stay,
who will be able to stay in a residence and who will have to leave, because I have to separate you two. You can't be in the same space.
You guys are assholes.
What do you have somewhere to go, or talk to me about what you would want to have happen?
Where we live, we pay for it weekly. So I pay for it weekly. She was being evicted from where we were leaving at. She had 3 days to leave. So I feel like I shouldn't have to, because she was already being evicted, and she was upset that she was being evicted, and she was causing drama in the house because she was being evicted. So
okay, Ms. Smith. So don't give me any more extra than just like,
I can't leave. No, I can't leave. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Okay. I just don't want you to inadvertently say anything to, hurt your case. I just want to find out y'all's living situation.
No, ma'am, I can't leave. I don't have anywhere else to go.
Well, ma'am, you may
Give
just
me
have
1
to.
second here.
It's her choice.
Just for bye-bye.
Also, Courtney, you're right. And seriously, you guys, I shit you not, there are so many of these berry plants just like all along the where I walk, and then like right near my house. But they're prickly as fuck. Does anybody know how to pick berries proper? I asked my roommate, and he looked at me like I was dumb. He's like, you just pick the ones that aren't thorny. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I was bleeding. I was bleeding earlier. One at a time, right, Wahoo? I think that's the way it goes. Like, you have to just do it one at a time. This took me maybe 10 minutes to pick. Also, if you plant one, Vivian, be prepared for them to take over. Also, probably, but I live in the city, so there's no bears around here. No bears.
He's not even my phone.
Oh. You guys are terrible. You totally made me look. And yes, I have a guy roommate, Casey Carey, my ex-boyfriend. We are not together anymore, but we live together because of the cost of living. Tiny Piggy, is that how to do it? You wear gloves, but like it's here that I got cut up, and like the stuff stuck on my clothes. I guess we do. I should wear like gloves and maybe a rain jacket. I don't know. Something I don't want to get ripped.
All right. So all right, so Ms. Smith, I've heard from Ms. Ricketts. I've heard from you. I will allow you to remain in the residence. She will be able to come back though with a sheriff escort to collect some of her personal belongings that are not in dispute, and she'll have 10 days from the time that she's released from jail to be able to do that. But the condition of not having any contact with Ms. Ricketts remains in place for you. That means no contact indirectly or directly. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have. May I see Ms. Ricketts?
The machine. I mean, I can't be getting a machine. Okay, so she's getting kicked out, by the way. We are watching court at the same time as talking about berries, and yes, almost everything grows here, Courtney, except for tropical fruits. But yes, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, almost all the berries grow here very well. And also I picked these off the side of, like, these weren't even, yeah, they're in a park. Like, I live beside a park, so they're in the park. Anybody can pick them. And people do, like, you'll watch people walk up and pick them. But oh, don't do it naked. I know. Well, you know what? I follow OnlyFans rules, and so that means that I do not go in public and create OnlyFans content because that's against terms and conditions. I follow the rules. Yeah, I think you're right. Maybe an old sweater, or like, I don't know, like one of those carpenter jackets, or like Carhartt, maybe, you know? Carhartt, like the yellow. Is that the one, right? Am I talking about the right one? The Carhartt one. Anyways, I think that might do, like, that really heavy duty canvas. And probably shouldn't just wear sandals. Again, Paisley, like, ugh.
All right, Ms. Ricketts, you are, I'm putting in here, you can't go back to that residence location, and that address.
You need my last name?
You're good, you're fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can't go back to
Huckleberries grow
5348
here
Denny
too,
Drive in Atlanta, Georgia.
I remember
You
picking
can make an
huckleberries as-
appointment, contact the sheriff's office to escort you. You have to do that within 10 days of being released from jail, and have them escort you back to the property, and you can collect some of your personal items that are not in
There we
dispute.
go.
Other than that, do not return back to the property. Do you understand, Ms. Ricketts?
Yes.
Lawn
Okay.
teacher. Okay.
So I have indicated that in the bond condition. Just make sure you sign on the system and you're free to go. Thank you,
We
ma'am.
get salmon berries too. I grew up being a bit of an outdoor girl. Like I said, holy shit. Her tits are off screen. Oh my God. Paisley, you're so rude. I say what I think. And I shouldn't. Salmon berries are delicious. Honestly, we if I wanted to grow more, I could. I just need to focus on it. Honestly, what I should grow are the very expensive berries. Raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and tomatoes, actually. Those are probably the 4 items that if I grew in abundance, I would be. And we have a cherry tree in the backyard as well. My old house had cherries, apples, kiwis, and plums and figs. Yeah. I don't live there anymore.
Can I get a restraining order?
Yes.
Morning, give me one moment.
Like, can I get a restraining order? I'm a sign it. That's fine. You can just ask me. You already your order, so you can't be near her. So that is return order? Okay.
Mrs. Pancake, you guys. Y'all make me laugh so much. Oh, there you go. Low hanging fruits. And you're not talking about the fruits in my yard, aren't you?
All right, good morning. May I have your name?
Tia Wallace.
Tijuana? She just say Tijuana? Oh, where I live on Vancouver Island, you can look it up. Southern tip of Vancouver Island. Loud, are you still here? It's a humble brag. It's a
All right,
very
Ms. Wallace, you've been charged with 2 misdemeanors, false imprisonment, as well as criminal trespass.
false imprisonment. Say what? Did she snatch somebody up between her titties? I'm going with that. She put somebody's in between her bosom, her robust bosom, and then didn't let them go while trespassing. It's also known as titnapping. Yes. God, we're terrible people. But we're terrible people together.
Your false imprisonment charge is a $2,000 bond. Your criminal
That's it.
trespass charge is a $1,000 bond. So your total bond is $3,000. You are to stay away and have no contact with Shenard Griffin. He is the named victim in this case. Do not
Shenard.
contact him under any circumstances while this bond order is in place. Do you understand
Small
everything
booty
I've said so
girls.
far?
KC.
Your next court date is your preliminary hearing date, and that's scheduled for September 3rd at 8:30 in the morning by video conference. That's only if you're still in jail. If you're still in jail, then there will be a hearing on September 3rd to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail. But if you're no longer in jail because you bond out before September 3rd, you've waived that date by bonding out. You can also sign a waiver today to waive that court date ahead of time to move your case along a little faster from magistrate court to state court. You want to sign a waiver today to waive that hearing, or you want to keep it scheduled and let it waive on its own?
That just made me think of blackberry syrup.
I'll leave it scheduled. Let me take a look at the application for a court-appointed attorney.
I would love to make some blackberry syrup. Do you think I could use my Instant Pot for that?
You are approved for a court-appointed attorney to represent you. Do you have any questions, Ms. Wallace?
Yes, so he has my car, my keys, and he has our son.
What-
How would I get those?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
He has our son, my car, and my keys, my car.
What's your question?
How will I get my car and our son if I get to find out?
Okay, yeah, you can't do y'all live together?
Well, we was, but he's back at his mom. I live in Griffin. He's staying for his apartment.
Okay, so I mean, you can't have any contact with them. You know, if somebody else gets your belongings and your child for you, that's fine. You can do that much, but you can't text them, you can't call them, you can't do any of that.
Don't kick.
Okay. So you'll have to work
She's very
some
mousy.
arrangements
You can
out.
work for it, Julie.
You have any other questions? All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you.
I feel like I need many more pounds of fruit, and I'm not.
I had one more.
I just feel like you need more than you. Oh my god!
Good morning. May I have your name?
What in the actual fuck is going on here? Can she see? Can she see?
Not to speak up.
What was your name?
Angel.
Angel. She's an angel, Judge.
Oh, Wings.
She's an
Wings is the
angel.
last name. Okay.
Stand up straight.
It is Georgia. It is Georgia.
Okay, Ms. Wings, you've been charged with.
Well, no, it is not. Angel, last name Wings? Angel Wings? Prostitution. No, no, no. Angel Wings? How is this happening? Oh, she's got to be, right? Somebody, a stripper that crossed the line and not the line at the club. She look at her body. She's sideways. Wait, head this way. No, wait, head this way. It's actually quite uncomfortable to do. Hi, Mike. Welcome. This lady's name is Angel Wings, if you believe that. Angel Wings. I don't know. I was born in 88, so I don't remember a lot of the 80s.
2 misdemeanors and 1 felony. You have a battery charge. That bond is $2,500. You have a misdemeanor terroristic threats.
Oh,
That bond is $2,000. And then your felony offense is interference with government property. That bond is $3,000. So your total bond amount is $7,500.
I laughed too loud. Now
$100. Now you do have a
I gotta go back and listen to
$500. You have a misdemeanor terroristic threats. That bond is $2,000. And then your felony offense is interference with government property. That bond is $3,000. So your total bond amount is $7,500. Now you do have a special condition that is to have no contact with Tania Weems, your sister. Don't have any contact with her whatsoever while this bond condition is in place. Do y'all stay in the same residence? Okay, so I will allow you to go back to collect some of your personal belongings at that residence. But what you'll have to do is you'll have to contact the sheriff's office within 10 days of being released and have them escort you back to that residence. Let me make sure I have the correct residence for you. Is it the 3937 Grant Road?
Don't dox her.
Okay. Hold on 1 second for me.
You guys are killing me tonight. Oh my god. Oh, you guys are funny.
All right, so do not return to 3937 Grant Road in Ellenwood, Georgia, under any circumstances, but I will allow you to contact the sheriff's office to have escort you back to collect some of your personal belongings. Do you understand everything I've said so far about your charges, your $7,500 bond, and these special conditions to have no contact with your sister and don't go back to the shared residence? Do you understand all of that? Okay. So you're, and by your thumbs up, I'm assuming that's yes. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Your next court.
Oh, I can already tell she's the problem. Girl, let me tell you, as somebody with a terrible attitude for a long part of my life, the sooner you get over yourself, the better your life will be. It's incredible how fucked up people make their own lives. They make their own lives miserable with their attitude. Been there, done that, not anymore.
Court date is your preliminary hearing date, and that court date will be September 4th at 8:30 in the morning, and that's only if you're still in jail. That will take place by video conference. If you bond out before September 4th, you won't have that hearing. I did receive your application, and do you want to be considered for a court-appointed attorney? Do you want to be considered for a public defender, or are you going to hire your own attorney? Okay, so I don't have any information to approve you for one, because you didn't complete the application. That's why I was asking. So you'll have to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. But if you change your mind, you can always, make a request to the court for a court-appointed attorney. Okay. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, that's all I have. Thank you. Make sure you sign on the system.
There are so many women in this fucking jail today. Shake it. My mama didn't give me this. Cheese did.
May I have your name, please?
Caitlin Williams.
Okay.
Her attitude was shit, Lisa. Her attitude was absolute shit. Also, how'd she get a shirt underneath? Yeah, Julie, I have an addiction to cheese.
It was like the interference with government services, but yeah, and then I think battery or something.
Sorry, I thought he was talking about a conspiracy theory there. Brie cheese.
Okay, so Ms. Williams, you've been charged with one felony possession of a Schedule 4 controlled substance. I set that bond at $3,000. Do you understand your charge?
Yes.
Man.
Your next court date, if you don't make bond, is your preliminary hearing date. I've scheduled that for
My OnlyFans
September
bill dropped a
4th
lot
at
tonight.
8:30 by video conference, and it's only if you're still in jail. If you make bond before then, you won't have that court date. I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney.
She looking for them. She looking for the Northern Lights. She's high. She's still high. Oh, you can tell.
I did approve your request, so I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
What nice
Do you have
nails.
any questions?
No.
Okay, that's all I have. Just make sure you sign on the system there. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
So if I have the money.
What's going on, guys? I know I was rude to a lot of them. This is why.
We have the mails, Shauna, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
Just like that. On to the next. Oh, sir. Why do we have a grubby beard? Yeah, the last one was pleasant and polite, and I really, I think that goes a long way. What we've found is that the more polite you are to a judge, the more bend over backwards I've seen them be. And the most important thing in the legal system in America, at least, is which judge you're in front of at that moment. It's so difficult to get judges to overturn other judges' orders. They don't like to do it because they themselves don't like their orders being overturned. So it's just sort of like this thing, you know? So as soon as you get the first order, you fucked, is basically what I'm saying. So you have to do it right the first time, or else you are gonna have an uphill battle. Oh, you guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I know. I've watched more American court than many American lawyers, we've determined at this point. And I'm talking about hearings. They've studied law much more than me, but I've watched many hearings. Hundreds, thousands of hours. Thousands, for sure.
Hello, may I have your name?
It's Enrique Aguilar.
Enrique Aguilar, Christina's long lost brother. Oh, that's Aguilera. God, that's racist. Am I racist? I just almost called them both. I think it's my brain doesn't process it properly. It's just not racist.
Mr. Aguilar, you've been charged with one misdemeanor offense. That's criminal trespass, family violence. That bond is $2,000. You are to stay away and have no contact with Maydeen Morale. Do you understand everything I've said so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, your next court date, if you don't make your bond, is September 3rd at 8:30 in the morning. And that's only if you're still in jail by then. You'll have a hearing on that date by video conference to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail. If you bond out before then, you've waived it because you're bonded out and no longer in jail. But you can also sign a waiver today to waive it ahead of time. And that moves your case from magistrate court to state court a little faster. Do you want to waive your hearing today, or you want to leave it scheduled and let it waive on its own?
Well, I'll leave the schedule.
Okay.
I still don't know which one is better in this case.
I did receive your application and I did approve your request to have an attorney represent you. You have any questions?
Yes, is there any way my bond could get lowered a little bit?
You miss all the shots you don't take. So what's she gonna say? She's looking, or pretending to look at the very least. What will she say? I'm a genie. Yeah, Mark. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
No, sir. I won't do that. I'm gonna leave it as I've ordered. Okay. All right. Thank you. Just make sure you sign on the system there.
She looked, buddy. I'll give it to you. I'll give that to you. Oh, is that a hairnet?
May I have your name?
Alex Cole.
Can you tell us what happened to you, Alex? Were you electrocuted? Did somebody come and shave off all their pubes and glue them to your hair over time in a somewhat of a halo that makes you look like you're on your own green screen? I don't even know what to fucking say about this. What is that? What is going on here? there's gotta be. I mean, I can see his hair on his head. What is going on? Too bad. We don't know yet. We don't know. We're gonna figure it out right now. I've probably been a bitch. He's probably in, and they're maybe gonna say that he got tased. Oh, do you think so though? I thought that first, Casey Carey. I said hairnet, but why would he be wearing a hairnet? What is fucked up about his hair compared to the last 15 troll hairs that we've seen? No offense. It ain't a hairnet. I can't even think why they would give him a hairnet like that. This is a jail, like a county jail. I don't think use inmates that are there for like one night to do food service, but it's a good, fair point. Or you think he came in, he was a food service worker on the outside, and he came in and they just didn't take that part off and he wanted it on. He thought, you know what? When I want to be safe, I think I want to wear my hair like I do at Arby's. Let's see. Oh, he's got a big bun back there.
All the down out here, so all down all of the right. Pretty excited, think that. Got
All right, so Mr. Cole, you've been
I think
charged
that was
with one felony, one misdemeanor. Your felony offense is aggravated assault, family violence, and then your misdemeanor is criminal trespass. You don't have a bond on a felony. I reviewed your criminal history. I see that you have an open, case now already from April of this year in Clayton County Superior Court of, I believe, it's false imprisonment. But I did grant a bond on the criminal trespass. That bond is $2,500. But because of your no bond status on the aggravated assault, you won't be able to bond out today. I am giving you a separate bond hearing date for September 6th. September 6th at 8:30 in the morning by video conference like this hearing. You'll have a hearing for another judge to determine your bond on the aggravated assault. Now, you will have a special condition to stay away and have no contact with Anira Leona Carter. And you cannot go back to the shared residence at 194 Falcon Crest Trail in Jonesboro, Georgia. You understand everything I've said so far, sir?
Weird.
I do. So pertaining to my job and everything, since I'll pretty much be sitting up here until September since I don't have no bond, right?
Yeah, unless it's worked out beforehand. Some people, let me see something. Let me see if I approved you for a court-appointed attorney. Okay. I did approve, because I did see you mentioned you were supposed to start on Monday.
Yeah, I was supposed to start working and everything, and you said my bond was 25.
Did you have that on your bingo card tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that he was going to start work on Monday? If you did, go ahead and tick that off. Look at him look down. He's so sad. He was going to start on Monday. I think it's so funny. It's honestly comical. I know there's only 7 days in a week and a Monday is a standard day to start, but it is unfucking canny how many people have a job, I swear, but it starts on Monday.
100 for a misdemeanor.
Yeah, for the misdemeanor it's 2,500, but I didn't give a bond on the ag assault for the reasons I mentioned. I looked at your file and your criminal history. So you're just gonna have to work something out with that employer.
So
Like you have to work something out, dude. Look at him look off to the side, Mikey. What is with his hair? Thank you. I heard you left us. You went and did a chase, which is technically working. Working on a Sunday, that's twice today for you. Guys in the truck must be up in arms. Up in arms. Thank you, though. Also, that's red. Thank you. I don't know what's going on with his hair. I feel bad making fun. Well, I don't really feel that. I don't feel that bad, to be honest.
yeah, it won't be no way to where I'll be able to get out before September 6th to make it to work, will it?
So, well,
You haven't even
let
got
me give
that
you your
job yet?
other court date. Your other court date is September
Oh, my
4th. I know it's only 2 days before, but it's September 4th. That's your preliminary hearing date. And on that day, there's going to be a hearing. The state will be present, judge, you, your attorney, and any witnesses will be present. And on that day, there'll be a hearing on whether or not there's enough evidence to keep these charges against you. Now, I am approving you for a court-appointed attorney, just based on your responses. So you can
Just 'cause you haven't-
either contact your lawyer before then, or the public defender's office before then. They usually reach out to you in a few days. You can reach out to them and see if something can be worked out beforehand. So if you want to try to keep your job, maybe try to work something out beforehand
Mark, you know
between
the
the
story
state
about
and your
Mikey
attorney.
B. Legend?
Sometimes they may do a consent bond. I don't know. So if you're able to work something out beforehand, then that would be, the soonest. If not, you have 2 court dates to try to get that worked out.
Is there any way I get my attorney number as well? All right.
I don't have that information, but I would just say, you can, if you're using somebody to help you, like a family member to help you with this situation, just tell them to look up like the Clayton County Public Defender's Office and, they can help you get that information, but they should be reaching out to you within the next few days.
Okay, and then my last question was to where it's a no contact order with Anara and everything, right? Even if it's a no contact order with my fiance, even if these charges was dropped.
So the no contact is while this bond condition is in place. So if your case is closed, and the bond that means your case is over with, that there's no condition in place, then you can do whatever you want to do. But while this case is open and these bond conditions are in place, is no contact.
Okay.
Now, this is direct or indirect, Mr. Cole. So you can't have any contact with her whatsoever, indirectly through family members and texting, social media, nothing.
I got you. Okay, so pretty much I'll just be here to September. I got you. Thank you.
All right.
Perfect.
Just make sure you
Great.
sign on the system there.
Peace out, A-Town, bud. Sorry. Oh, the story is.
Can I have your name, please?
I'll tell it during
Mario Foster.
Mario. Did he just say his name was Mario?
Stop talking, guys.
Okay, so Mr. Foster, you have been charged with 2 felony offenses, armed robbery and aggravated assault. I'm denying bond today on both offenses, and I'm scheduling you a separate bond hearing date. That will be September 6th at 8:30 in the morning by video conference. A hearing will take place just like this hearing, and the state will be present. your lawyer will be present, and any witnesses, and then that judge will then hear from everyone and determine bond at that time. You are also going to have a preliminary hearing date of September 4th. So you're going to have court twice that week. On September 4th, there'll be a hearing to determine if there's enough evidence to keep these charges against you. So September 4th is your preliminary hearing. September 6th is your bond hearing. Do you understand everything I've said so far? Okay, I did review your application for a court-appointed attorney. I saw you didn't fill it out. What's your plans for hiring a lawyer? Are you gonna hire your own lawyer?
For real?
You are? Okay. I'm going to put on here that you're gonna hire your own attorney. You have any questions, Mr. Foster?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's all I have for you, sir. Just
You
make
didn't
sure
give
you
them a
sign on the
reality check.
system. Thank you.
Do people know how expensive lawyers are? They charge by 6-minute increments. That's a shout out to MB. This guy looks scared. Nope, now he's loosening up. Okay, ready? Yep. Okay. Fix his hair. He looked at that guy's hair and he's like, what the fuck is going on with mine?
All right, may I have your name, sir?
Hall Eddie.
All Getty?
All right, Mr. Hall, you have been charged with 1 felony burglary in the 2nd degree. That bond is $7,500. With the special condition, you are not to return to the Hennessy car dealership located at 7261 Jonesboro Road in Morrow, Georgia. You understand everything I've said so far?
Yes.
Your next court date is
Hennessy
your
car
preliminary hearing date. I've scheduled that for September 4th at 8:30. That's only if you're still in jail. You will have that hearing on September 4th at 8:30 by video conference to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail. But if you make your $7,500 bond before then, you won't have that court date. You'll receive a new court date by mail. I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney, and I did approve your request. You have any questions for me, Mr. Hall, regarding the information I just gave you? Okay, that's all I have for you. Be sure to sign on the system. Thank you.
I do love songs. So stealing from Hennessy car dealership, not good.
May I have your name, please?
Mario King.
Another Mario? But he's the king of Marios.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so Mr. King, you've been charged with several offenses.
Never good.
All
Never
right,
a good start.
so
Deep breath. Never good. Pause. Never good. Long pause. Really bad.
I think they're all misdemeanors except you have 1 felony. So I'll just read them off to you. You have driving without a license. Now, I did dismiss that charge because the warrant,
Big
didn't
D.
have any information about that.
Medium deep.
So I did dismiss that. So that charge will go away for lack of probable cause.
Okay,
Now, you
great.
do have a misdemeanor too fast for conditions. The bond is $500. Disregarding a traffic control device, misdemeanor, bond is $500. Improper lane change, misdemeanor, bond is $500. Violation of a duty upon striking a fixed object, misdemeanor, that bond is $500. Failure to stop at a stop sign, misdemeanor, that bond is $500. Following too closely, misdemeanor, that bond is $1,000.
They got him.
You have a misdemeanor obstruction of an officer, that bond is $2,000. Your felony offense is fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer, that bond is $3,000.
This was a chase.
Misdemeanor driving on the wrong side of the road, that bond is $500. And you have a misdemeanor reckless driving, that bond is $1,000.
10.
So your total bond amount is $10,000.
I thought this was for golf.
Do you
but
understand your charges, sir?
Is it for
Yes, man, I just want to ask one question. How did I get pulled over in Fulton County?
Oh shit, sir. Do you want to be in Fulton fucking County? Are you insane? Do you know what Judge Manning does with people that run from the police in Fulton County, Georgia, sir? Because I do. They spend years in custody pre-trial. Don't block your blessings. Let's listen to him gripe a little bit here again. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Also, we're at 10, by the way. 10.
You have a misdemeanor reckless driving. That bond is $1,000. So your total bond amount is $10,000.
$10,000 for 10 charges.
Do you understand your charges, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to ask one question. How did I get pulled over in Fulton
Danny,
County?
shut up, Mike.
So I can't
Exclamation mark,
answer
man.
that question because I wasn't the one who pulled you over. Okay. So I can't answer that question. I just want to know whether you understood at least the charges that you have, and then not whether you agree with them, but just whether or not you heard me.
I don't understand them, period. I was in Fulton County.
Now, what I can do is I can read to you the warrant, all
Yes,
the
please,
details
ma'am.
listed in the warrant. Do you want me to read that for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Hold on one second.
Oh shit, she's gonna read the whole thing to us. Exclamation mark Manning. I think we'll pull up a Manning command. Also exclamation mark.
Okay, so on the warrant
couple other
reads, the
judges.
warrantless arrest affidavit reads that on August 9th, 2024, Deputy Clark was in the area of Jonesboro Road and Ruskin Drive, I-285, conducting an area check in reference to a stolen tag that had just recently hit on the flock cameras. While doing so, Lieutenant Carey received a tag alert on a silver Dodge 1500 truck bearing Georgia tag YPM 452, in which the registered owner has an active felony warrants out of Atlanta Police Department. At that time, I then activated my emergency equipment upon my fully marked patrol vehicle to initiate a traffic stop. At that time, the vehicle made a left turn onto Southside Industrial Parkway, then made a U-turn back onto Jonesboro Road, running the red light. The offender then fled at speeds reaching 90 miles per hour in a 35-45 miles per hour zone on a 2-lane road. While doing so, the offender tailgated and drove into oncoming traffic, forcing innocent motorists off the road. The offender
Mike, we gotta get this chase. We gotta look for this chase. August 9th. We should do a Clayton County search to get this chase. I'd love to see it.
Proceeded to blow through multiple stop signs and intersections with complete disregard for the public and law enforcement who were attempting to apprehend him. During the pursuit, the offender made an abrupt right turn, losing control on Hagris Road, which resulted in him striking a road sign, fence, and a small tree. The offender then recovered and continued to flee at a high rate of speed in a residential neighborhood. The offender then attempted to make another turn at a high rate of speed onto Thomasville Road and Forest Park Road, but lost control and struck a tree. After striking the tree, the offender then exited the vehicle and proceeded to flee on foot through backyards in an attempt to escape capture. After a brief foot pursuit, the offender was located hiding under a vehicle in a driveway and was then held at gunpoint and then taken into custody without further incident. So based on those allegations, as you can see, you didn't hear me read anything about your driver's license. That's why I dismissed that charge. All of your other charges, I've given you a bond on. Your total bond is $10,000. Your next court date, as I mentioned, is September 4th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning. That will take place by Zoom video conference, and that's if you have not made bond. On that day, you'll have an opportunity, if you choose to testify, to provide testimony, and the court will determine whether or not there's enough evidence to keep you in jail on these charges. I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney. I am appointing an attorney to represent you, Mr. King, so you'll have an attorney present on that date if you do not bond out. Do you have any more questions?
No,
All right, sir, just make sure you sign on the system and you're free to go. Thank you.
no.
Mario King, the king of Mario. Oh, sir. Wow. What?
All right, good afternoon. May I have your name, please?
I'm Carter now.
Huh?
What was the last name?
Nails, N-I-M-E-S.
Oh, Okay, I see it.
What?
All right, so you've been charged with 3 felonies, entering auto, that bond is 3,000. Criminal attempt, that bond is 3,500. Possession of tools during the commission of a crime, that bond is $500. So your total bond amount is $7,000. You understand the charges and what I have mentioned to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next court date, Mr. Neems, is September 4th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning by Zoom video conference. And that is only if you're still in jail will you have that hearing. And that hearing is to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail on these charges that I just read to you. If you're no longer in jail when September 4th rolls around, you waive that hearing by bonding out before then, and you'll receive a new court date by mail. I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney. And let me see.
Yeah, they were
I did
not
approve that request,
work
so you will
tools
have counsel
allowed.
present. You have any questions,
Criminal
Mr.
tools.
Neems?
Is it possible that my bond could be a little lower?
Let me look at something again. Give me 1 second.
Okay. She's gonna look for you, sir. I'm gonna go with no. What I mean is if I was on it, I would put in a request to the police department for the body cam footage. Maybe I will. Hi, Patrick. How are you? We are plowing through our Sunday night. Thank you so much, Mark. As always, you are so sweet. And many people owe you thank you for members only. We'll catch you on the flip side. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I flit, I float, I fleet, fleet, I fly. I'm glad to hear that, Patrick. We are just waiting. She's actually looks like she's reassessing and to see if she should give him a bond. I want to watch The Sound of Music again. Weird. James, I don't know what that is. Good night, Loud. We love you too. I know, but it's hard when you like have to be on camera. Believe me, I dig this shit out of my wardrobe and put it on. What are they laughing at? What is that? Is it wrestling? What is it? I don't know. I feel bad. This is first appearances, Patrick. This is our Sunday Court Watchers Anonymous meeting. Reminder, though, if you don't hit the like button, you're not eligible to get your chip. Just like AA meetings around here, we give virtual chips in more than one way, actually. But we will have a members only in a little bit here. I know people are dropping like flies. My East Coast audience sometimes has to play catch up on Monday mornings. I love y'all, but it's only 7:56. And I got a late start today because I was at a party earlier. Some of y'all were there. It's not my party, so I didn't cry if I wanted to. I gotta stop eating this. They come in the mail? Possibly.
All right.
Eventually,
so,
I will put them in the merch store.
I wanted to.
I know you guys.
All right. So here's what I did. I wanted to review your file again, and I wanted to look at your criminal history. It looks like this is the first time you have been in the court system. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
First
And
time.
I'm considering your age, and I'm considering the fact that you don't have a criminal history. Here's what I'll do. I will reduce it. So the entering auto, I've changed the bond to 2,500. The criminal attempt, I've changed the bond to 2,000, and I'm gonna leave the possession of tools at 500. So instead of 7,500 or 7,000, whatever I told you beforehand, it's been changed to 5,000. So your total bond amount is $5,000. I'm gonna leave it there. Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay, that's all I have.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Night,
morning,
Beverly.
y'all.
Oh my God.
Hello, may I have your name?
Fox.
Say your last name again.
Paula Fox. Palafax.
I have you. Okay.
Paula Flocks. Oh, look at my tongue. From blackberries. Oh my God. Why is it like a stripe? I know why. It's because I put them on the middle of
All
my
right,
mouth.
so
and I
Mr.
squeezed it.
Palafox, I have you for one felony charge, that is a theft by shoplifting. I set that bond at $1,000. You have the special condition that you cannot return to the Hibbett Sports located at 4739 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park, Georgia. Do you understand your charge and the special condition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your next court date is September 4th at 8:30, and it's only if you're still in jail. That will be a preliminary hearing by video conference to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail on this theft charge. And that's only if you don't bond out. If you bond out before then, you bonding out waives that hearing and it gets canceled and you'll receive a new court date by mail. I did receive your application for a court-appointed attorney. Based on your responses, I am approving you for an attorney. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, and I thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's,
right,
see,
that's
that's
all
so
I have.
polite. I so appreciate when people are thankful. It's sort of a tenet of the Canadian system. Please and thank you. They're
Good
called
afternoon.
good words.
Good afternoon. May I have your name, please?
Kyron Pender.
What? I said purple tongue paisley, but what did you say? I just love it so much. It's like when your tongue turned blue when you were a kid, when you were eating like candy. Why? Why is it so weirdly satisfying? Ooh, the purple people paisley eater. Purple people penis eater.
All right, Mr. Pender. You were charged with one misdemeanor criminal trespass, family violence. I've dismissed that charge based on lack of probable cause. So I will send over the dismissal paperwork to the jail. Once they process it, you'll be released. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
You're
look at
welcome.
him. Did you folks see that? Well, sorry, replay. Is that a different guy? You're so rude, Paisley. Seriously, did you just see that? She did the big D. That's a different guy.
Marijuana within. I'm gonna leave. You're welcome. Make sure you sign on the system.
All right, thank you.
Did I skip somebody?
Hey, bro.
My purple tongue's in my way. I think I did. This one. Look how shifty he looks. The big D's coming.
I will send over the dismissal paperwork to the jail. Once they process it, you'll be released. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Woo! The big D.
Avoid sound.
Here we go. Damn,
Good
these
morning, Ghana.
berries are
Good
delicious.
morning. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you.
Also, do we think that berries were named berries in reference to bears eating them? I thought about that today.
Thank you.
Whew, we love a big D around here. Oh, somebody could put an exclamation mark big D into the chat and you will see a command about it. So good. I bet that's exactly what
All
that
right, may I have your name, please?
Sean Shepherd, Your Honor.
Giraffes and purple tongues. I love it.
Okay, so Mr. Shepherd, you've been charged with several misdemeanors and a couple of felonies. So I'm going to read your charges to you. So you have a misdemeanor tag violation. That bond is $500. Driving while license suspended. That bond is $1,000. A felony possession and violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act. That bond is $3,000. You have a
Really?
possession of a firearm or knife during the commission of or attempt to commit certain crimes. That bond is $5,000. Possession of
Ew.
marijuana with intent to distribute. That bond is $3,000.
Ooh.
Possession of marijuana more than an ounce. That bond is $3,000. Possession
had
of
marijuana.
drug-related objects. That's a misdemeanor. That bond is $500. So your total bond amount is $16,000. Do you understand everything I've said so far?
Yes, Your Honor, is there any way I can get it lowered?
Yeah.
She thinks about it.
No,
I'm
sir.
gonna give her.
I've
No.
reviewed your file. I will not.
No.
I'm gonna leave it at $16,000. Your next court date is September 4th at 8:30 in the morning. That's your preliminary hearing date. And that's only if you do not make bond and you're still in jail. Then on that day, September 4th, you'll be brought up at 8:30 and there'll be a video conference hearing to determine if there's enough evidence to keep you in jail on the charges that I just mentioned to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you bond out before then, you won't have that court date though. And you'll receive a new court date by mail.
That number again was 16?
16,000 even. Yes, sir. $16,000.
Damn.
And
Damn.
I did approve your request to have a court-appointed attorney. So you'll have an attorney to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you.
that's all I have. You're welcome.
Thank
Make sure you sign on the
you.
system.
Thank you, Judge. That is all we have for you tonight. We still have members only, but it's going to be a totally different show. Absolutely, totally different show. A whole different country. In fact, we're going to be looking at some cases from. Not really. Some news articles, a few different things. We're going to have a great time. I'm going to end this one here, and I will set up the new one. Yes, I will. I will set up the new one. It's going to be in 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if I get the fuck out of here really fast so that it will send an alert. But I really hope that each and every one of you will have a wonderful evening. If you can't join us for members only, come and watch it tomorrow, but leave a like today. It's very helpful. And remember, if you go check out my channel, you'll see Kay's new channel listed there. Please go give her channel a subscribe. We know how difficult it is when you're building a second channel after YouTube Daddy has ripped your first baby from your hands. So please go ahead and like her channel. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, I love you. I'm proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.